going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Rules of the Money Game. My name is Billy Garcia, founder of the Software X team with PHP Agency. So today I'm going to continue to talk to you guys about the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So these are the 6 ways to make people like you. So like I was telling you before anybody can trust you with business, with your life, with something personal, relationships, they must like you first. So these are some tips and the 6 different ways that you guys can gain their likeness towards you so you can do business, start a new relationship, and move forward with that, okay? So let's get right in, let's get started. Many of these things have helped me throughout my business in the past 3 years to better assist my clients and be able to grow as a person as well, because you must network with as many people as possible as you can to be able to create a brand for yourself, to be able to create a persona, and of course always be likable before they can actually trust you, okay? Before they can actually trust you. So with that said, let's dive into it. So the first one is become genuinely interested in other people. So how have you felt when somebody wants your business, or maybe they want to date you, right? And they simply want to do it because they're interested in something else that you have, but not because of the person that you are, right? Doesn't it feel kind of weird, kind of odd, and when they ask you for something, right? Because they're not really interested in you. You have to be interested in a person to be able for them to like you back, okay? Because the people, like I was telling you before, are creatures of emotion, and they feel that right away, especially if you don't smile. This I lacked, and sometimes I still do it. My girlfriend always looks at me when I'm texting or emailing because my face is very serious, right? But whenever you talk to people, whenever you're actually discussing making videos like this, right? And even through the phone, people can tell when you are and when you're not smiling. Smile takes you a long way whenever you're talking to somebody, right? Because if I was talking to you, yeah, you can learn how people can like you, and you can learn how other things, you know, maybe you would be kind of like, what is this guy doing? Why is he not smiling? But whenever you smile towards somebody else, and they are going to smile back at you, right? So just do this experiment with somebody and look at them and connect eye to eye, or just with your mom or your girlfriend, your dad, and just look at them and just smile. And what's gonna happen? Smiles are contagious. They're also going to smile back at you, and it makes you feel better. You know, something happens in your brain with endorphins, and you're gonna feel much better. So remember to always smile. The person that does not smile will never be successful in anything in business or relationships, because nobody wants to be around frowns, you know? All right, so let's move on. The next one is remember their name. How important is it for you to listen your beautiful, gorgeous name, right? That is one of the most important things that people have. And when it gets taken away from them, they are crushed to death, okay? So every time you walk into a room, every time you walk into a networking event, or just with introducing yourself to others, right? Always remember to say their name out loud so you can remember them, because their name is very valuable to them. Very valuable. So if you walk into a room, it's like, hey, hi Lisa, how are you? Hey Gabriela, how are you? Hey Ruben, how are you, right? Always remember their name. That if you remember their name, instead of saying like, hey, yeah, that dude over there, oh, what's up, dude? They're like, maybe you don't remember their name, you remember their faces, right? And this took me a little bit to learn as well, because I recognize people by their faces, but I always used to forget their names, which is horrible. But remembering somebody's name will take you a long way, okay? Next one is be a good listener. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Whenever there's a different thing between listening and actually hearing, right? Hearing is just noise that you hear around. But listening, you're listening to understand what the person is trying to tell you. So in my past experiences, when I was younger, Whenever I used to work at a cell phone store, I would listen. I would just hear my clients, and I would just give them whatever I thought they needed. Okay. Maybe they were telling me, okay, I need plans for this, I need plans for my family, but to me, I would just give them whatever I thought they needed, right? Until one of my old mentors came to me and taught me how to listen to understand. Let them talk about their needs. Let them talk to you about what they want, because when you pay close attention to what they need, people obviously start liking you a little bit more, and you're listening to understand, because when you just hear, it goes from one ear and out the other. All right. Second, the fifth thing is talk in terms of the other person's interest, which ties directly here to listening to what they want. Okay. If you talk in terms of what the person's interest, for example, this is why my dad, I love my dad for this, because he always told me, Billy, I know that news may be bad, right? Maybe it's not something that you want to listen to, but just slightly read articles, okay? Read articles about what's going on in the world. Read articles about sports, things that are happening in politics, things that are happening around your neighborhood or in your own country, right? Because whenever you talk to them about something that interests them, you catch their attention, and they just keep talking to you more and more, and that's when going back to listen to understand. So for example, maybe you're a soccer fan. Maybe you know that your client or the person you want them to like you, they like soccer. So you start talking about Real Madrid versus Barcelona, or the Premier League, right? Or maybe you go down south and they like the Boca Juniors versus a Brazilian team, and everything just takes part from there, right? And you start talking about Los Cremas versus Los Rojos in Guatemala, right? Whatever the case may be, or you talking about politics, or maybe you want to ask them about COVID-19 and how that's affecting their life, and maybe they give you a little bit more insight, but you always talk to them about what they want to hear, because if you do that and you just ask questions and they give you more information, you can gauge what their interests are more in that, and they continue to talk to you more, because they'll always see you as a person that doesn't just hear them out, but actually listens to understand, right? And the final point is that you want to make them feel important, right? But sincerely. Be sincere about those feelings. Like I said, humans are creatures of emotions, and they feel everything that you tell them, and whenever you're in their little aura, okay, they're gonna feel everything. So whenever you make somebody feel important, they're going to come back and show you how much they like you, right? But if they feel any sites or anything that you're not being sincere with what you're telling them or showing them or giving them, they're immediately going to shut you down, and you're gonna see their eyes, their body language be completely different, right? So whenever you make somebody feel important by maybe like for example for your girlfriend or your wife, you're bringing them flowers. You're bringing them flowers because you want to, not because you're apologizing for something, right? Because then you're gonna create something that you only give them flowers because you have messed up, right? And then that doesn't really make them feel good, right? So make them feel important every single day. And then if you have a client, maybe that you found out that they collect cars, bring them a car, okay? Bring in a collector's item, or maybe they like a certain wine bottle, right? So maybe bring them that wine bottle, because you're being sincere. You're paying attention to what they want, and you're making them feel important because you actually care about that person. And like I said, be sincere about it. Just don't do it because you want to gain something out of it. No. You're going to do it because you're actually trying to build a relationship, and you want them to like you as well, and that makes them trust you. Okay? So those are the six different ways, 6 steps, that you can take or you can have right now for people to start liking you more, so you can create a bigger business as well as have better relationships with those around you. Okay? So with that said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today. And if you have any questions, make sure to just drop a comment or send me a message, and I'll be happy to assist you with anything that you may need. So until next time, thanks again for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day. Take care, guys.